What's an industry secret in the field you work in? I design slot machines for casinos, don't play slots. Managed boarding and grooming kennels for 8 years. The secret is that the employees actually do love your pets too. Even the difficult ones, most of us realize they just miss their people. The number of times I wept when a pet died, or spent way too many hours comforting a dog with separation anxiety, or spent hours off the clock with a boarder who needed to be rushed to a vet office, wouldn't trade it for the world. Some pets just suck though, not gonna lie. I'm a server. No matter how much we insist it's okay that you are keeping the entire restaurant open after we've closed, please know we are 100% lying. We will get fired if we deviate from anything other than pure delight that you are keeping us from going home. We dread it. Please don't believe us. I'm an attorney. The secret is shut the fuck up. I used to work in jewelry. Most of the prettiest gemstones are also very affordable. Tanzanite is a beautiful purple and looks nicer than amethyst. Topaz comes in lots of colors, including a pretty blue color which can be as nice as aquamarine. Opals aren't as brightly rainbow hued as they look in pictures. Almost every hairstylist gets the heebie-jeebies when we shampoo your hair and you just stare up at us. Close your damn eyes at the shampoo bowl. Used to screen resumes for small companies. Job requirements are more of a wish list situation. Never let some unchecked boxes deter you from applying. You have no idea what the applicant pool is like. The biggest boon, especially at small companies, is someone who legitimately cares. There is way more butter than you think in almost every dish you eat at fancy restaurants, and that is usually the reason you won't see the amount of calories in each dish. Source: 5 years as a chef and Italian cuisine head chef, 8 years in an Italian kitchen. Edit: since it has been asked if I could recommend one guidebook for you all to have in your kitchen, it would be Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, Mastering the Element of Good Cooking by Samin Nosrat. Yes, there are plethora of others, but this one is my personal favorite. Former Bath & Body Works associate here. The scents they discontinue will come back with a different name and new marketing. They are just recycling the scents. Some therapists/counselors are on the wrong side of the couch, so to speak. If you feel your mental health provider is unhinged, they may very well be. Change your dirty furnace filters and clean your rack coils outside. These make up an easy 30% of my calls for no heat/cooling. Edit: more attention than I thought. So real quick, you have to coils, inside and outside. Your furnace filter keeps the inside one clean, so make sure that filter is clean. Outside coil kill power to the unit. Remove the coil garden top, usually 5/16 or 1/4 nut driver, and like 20 screws. Don't use high pressure water simply on a shower setting, and hold it a few inches away from the coil. Do from both ways. Button that beauty up, and wait for it to dry, before turning power back on. Your head pressures are gonna love you. Edit 2. Oh, don't forget to blow your condensate line more than your husband. Prevents water flowing back into the unit from a block. At Goodwill, 50% of what you donate ends up in the trash. BC, we don't have the space for it, or we just deem it too ugly. All I'm saying is there is a reason no one who works in the RV industry owns an RV. Edit. Just some clarification. I work in Elkhart, Indiana, which is the RV capital of the world, as other people have quality as shit on all the major companies. The big ones being Thor, Forest River, and Grand Design. These 3 companies own probably 90% of all RV companies, so check who owns what you are buying. There are some mom and pop shops that do put out good products, but those are pretty few and far between. As a software engineer, double your delivery date for a product in anticipation of an overeager project manager trying to get promoted. The industry-leading software is about at least 10 years old at its core. If you're someone who purchases bulk nuts, grains, etc., just know that those beans are probably rarely cleaned, and even when they are cleaned, odds are they were just rinsed out/wiped down to look clean. I used to be a bulk buyer at Whole Foods Market, and when I took over our bulk department had no cleaning logs or sanitizing procedure. The bins had moth/insect colonies and mold in them. Our store was opened nearly 5 years prior. The best therapists go to therapy. The cheapest bottle of wine in the restaurant has the biggest markup. You'd be surprised how willingly someone will do their job and even go above and beyond if you just compliment them for their professionalism, politeness and how they are helping them. Edit. Thank you all. Not an industry I work in per se, but I used to be in a sales role. One of my customers was a milk bottling plant. I was somewhat surprised that they were putting the exact same milk in both organic and non-organic cartons. Turns out all of their milk is organic, but in order to not miss out on the sales of non-organic milk, they just bottle them differently and sell them at different prices. Construction boy here. If your windows or sliding doors are tough to open and close 9 times out of 10, we put your own dish soap on tracks and the thing works perfectly. It takes 5 minutes and we charge 150. Dish soap people, it's better than WD-40 sometimes. Amusement park ride operator here. If your kid is crying and you want us to stop the ride, even if we want to, it's not gonna stop immediately. The carousel will spin a few more circles or the ship will swing a few more times before stopping. The only exceptions is the emergency stop, which will absolutely fuck up the ride for a while if we press it. Hence we only use it in actual life-threatening situations. The best thing you can do is try to get your kid to calm down as the ride comes to a stop, and no, yelling stop the ride at us does not make it stop any faster. Nobody uses bots to inflate metrics more than the most major players in the entertainment industry. All the numbers are fake, including sales. Everything at the Container Store exists and is cheaper at Lowe's. Edit. Even the drop front show boxes. They lie to their customers about saving their credit card information because we aren't supposed to. We also save their social addresses and 5 of their most recent phone numbers and bank account numbers. The life of a student loan servicer. If in doubt, lubricate. I'm a machinist. I'm a teacher. If you as a parent will read with your child often and early, your child will thrive in school. I'm talking daily books read together from newborn to about 3rd grade. Every single day. No teacher can replace that. Edit. I thought we would all understand that there are always exceptions such as dyslexia and learning disabilities. So here's another industry secret. Your child will not always fit the school model. Teachers know that. And that's okay. We are all just people after all. Peace. RV technician here. Shit is designed to start breaking after around 44 uses. Most RV owners use their trailers on weekends. But not every weekend. So that 44 uses on average stretches between 2 and 3 years. Knowing how to research the answer to a question is at least as, or even more useful than knowing the answer to begin with. I made a living in it for a decade with that mindset. Every client thinks architects are unnecessary and they can draw the plans themselves, but they are just too busy. At Goodwill, we don't clean anything that we sell, and we get some really gross stuff that touches everything else. So next time you buy something from Goodwill, wash it well. Weight loss industry. This might be obvious, but most of our business comes from return clients after they've gained their weight back, and then some. To be clear, the plan isn't rigged to make you gain it back, but the fact that it happens easily as a result of dieting keeps us in business. A lot of successful artists at a certain level of success do nothing more than create a concept and employ several assistants, who are either current or graduating art students, who actually make the art itself, its reproductions, or both. Edit. I know this is old news in the art industry and academy, but outside of it, I found it very hard to explain my job to people. I do believe that films also romanticize this field and warp what a lot of outsiders think it actually is. As a former TSA worker, airport security is out of theater. TSA is constantly failing plainclothes inspections. I worked with a guy who got fired because someone showed him an ID with a picture of Mickey Mouse on it, and he let the person through because he wasn't paying attention. This should be pretty obvious. But for big brand hotels, if you try to sneak above the hotel and call the corporate customer care line to demand compensation/complain, that customer care line will always call the hotel for the full story and not just blindly give compensation. In Microsoft Office, Word specifically, you can upload recorded interviews and it will transcribe it and ever have speaker 1 and speaker 2, 3, and 4. Basically, eliminating a huge annoying part of the job. Edit WTF. This blew up. Everyone who gave awards and stuff, you're animals. I love you all. Okay, adding this edit haha. You do need to be subscribed to Office. Then when in Word, there is a dictate button. If you click it, dictate and transcribe should pop up. Click transcribe. Yes, it's not perfect, but for a reporter who is transcribing all day long, and is definitely the most annoying thing ever that I'd read doing on a daily basis, it's changed my life. Federal laws here. If you put the words from the vacancy announcement about what you need to qualify in your resume, you'll almost always be qualified. We search for those words instead of reading an entire resume. Edit. Let me clarify that we, or at least I do, and those I train, will continue to scan the resume for similar experience/words, and not discount the entire resume immediately. After over 10 years of working for hours, you learn what you're looking for and how to do it. Some are easier than others. I know of some hours folks who totally just say non-qual if it's not exact.